Hello and welcome to Vintageous. If you're new here, please let me know in the comments and welcome. We're a really friendly community, so please do say hello in the comments and get to know other fellow vintage lovers in this great community. I hope you'll subscribe and I hope you'll binge watch some of my content. And definitely check out my playlist so you can see more what I call sort of show and tell videos, which is kind of what this is today. Today, I'm going to be talking about pottery and ceramics that I have real passion for. And the type of pottery you see here, is this black clay pottery. And this is a really interesting type of pottery. I've always really been drawn to it. I love this kind of black on black. You can see how it's kind of got a matte finish and then a shiny finish. Um, this is it's kind of timeless, right, in design. I think it would go with any kind of decor, um, and it's just a really interesting piece. These are all like handmade, right? So they're not thrown on a wheel. They're handcrafted, really, really neat little pots. Um, and I sort of first discovered this kind of pottery back in, oh boy, no, it's quite a few years ago now. I bought this little seed pot, similar to kind of like this one, I guess, similar to it. I bought it at a garage sale for 25 cents. And I just looked, when I was looking at it, I thought, there's something here. It just felt, it had a signature. It felt, something special. And sure enough, it turned out to be a really neat pot that was made uh, a pot that was worth $189. So I made quite a good profit on that. So it's kind of drawn me, not only because it's valuable. Well, not all is valuable. Some pieces are more valuable than others. It depends on the artist that made it. And so they can range from like $30 up to thousands of dollars. So it's a really good kind of collectible. Now, these little pots here, typically called seed pots or little miniatures. Um, I always call them seed pots. Um, and these ones here, this grouping here that you see, the little ones here. These are all what are called from the Santa Clara Pueblo Indian area, New Mexico. Now they were really they were known for this black on black kind of technique, but also for a more of a carved technique. Now this is not an example here of a San Carlo Pueblo, but it is carved. That's the kind of sort of thing you also see with some of the San Carla. And you can see this one is signed. You see how it's signed there? Penny. Okay, so that one's signed Penny. These two that are similar, they are both signed with, let's see if you can see that. It's Rencie. So it's Rencie, I believe. Let me just check here. Yeah, so Rencie, Rencie, and her last name is Sineros, Sisneros. She came from a long line of potters. So there's Rencie and then Penny. And was it this one that's Penny? Yeah. So this sister as well. So these two are from the same family. This one here, um, oh no, this is a Rencie as well. So all four of these are from that same family. This one, this one is marked Patty O, and so this one might not be. I'm still trying to confirm if this is Patty Ortiz, which would be, if that's true, then it's from a different region of Mexico, from the Chihuahua region, the Mata Ortiz sort of area. So then that would be, a different kind of, I guess, tribe would it be, or pueblo. Um, and if you noticed here, the design on this one is feathers. Do you see the feathers on there? So that's really kind of neat. This one, I like the decoration also on this one too. Kind of really different with the arrows down and so I've never seen this pattern before. So that's kind of a neat one too. So how they made these, like they put this clay, as I said, is hand formed, and then they grind up like shards of broken pottery to kind of add strength to these pots. These are really durable, like really, really durable pots. They're quite thick, if you can see, right? They're not thin, fine pots. And once this sort of pot is dry, they scrape and they sand it, and they cover it with a slip, and then they polish it with a rock to make it so that when it after it's fired, it's super shiny. And then they do this kind of burnishing technique where they add more slip to make the sort of opaque or the flat matte design on it as well. So really interesting technique. And it's produced like the clay is um they source it locally, right? So it's all done in that area. So that's a really kind of cool set of little pots. And then I'll show you some that are from Mexico. So um, from another region, but similar, but not exactly the same. Okay, so I'll show you these ones. And then I've got, maybe move these back a little bit just so you can see it better. And I've got these pieces of fruit. No, aren't those fun? A little bit of watermelon and a banana. So this black pottery, same kind of similar technique, right? Now these ones are all the fruit are all signed Dona Rosa, and this Dona Rosa is a studio, right? So and her pieces are she's really sort of the one that was kind of given credit for how to get this kind of black shiny pottery in their region of Oaxaca, Mexico. So this is what they call barro negro pottery, which basically means black clay. And so this is a different region. Now this one, the reason the clay is actually gray when it starts out. It's not this black color. And what they do is they fire it in a kiln or in an oven. I shouldn't call it a kiln, more of an oven that where they shut off all the oxygen, and that's what actually burns the clay and makes it this kind of black color. So it's kind of a neat technique. And Donna Rosa, is sort of really well known for kind of coming up with that technique. So these ones here are all signed Donna Rosa. All these pieces of fruit are signed. I forgot to take the price thing off or the tag thing off, reminder. But this one I know is signed. Where is it? Signed somewhere. There it is. If you'll be able to see that or not. See how it's signed there. So it's a very kind of handwritten signatures on most of these pieces. You can see it on there too. So these three fruit pieces. And then this little pot, I think they're called olas. They're little rounded pot where they don't really have, I mean, this one has a bit of a flat base. This one isn't signed, but the under tray is. Now this is a carved example of a carved decoration. So they've actually cut into the clay there. And you can see that Donna Rosa has signed this one. You can see that signature pretty clearly. So that's a pretty good signature on that one. Yeah, so that's black pottery, and I love it. I think it's a really neat little collectible that you can, as I say, you can pick up some pieces for as little as like $30 up to thousands of dollars if you want to start collecting pieces that are from really, really well-known artists. Especially the Santa Clara region has some really well-known artists that you can spend some coin on for sure. So just thought I'd share with that with you and show you some examples. Um, and then I thought I would show you some ceramics because the other thing that, if you know me, you know that I'm loved to collect BC ceramics. So I'm from British Columbia, Canada, and so there were very few potteries in BC, but I've been lucky enough to find a couple of pieces just recently to add to my collection. Well, I should say I think I found two pieces. This piece I'm still not sure on. It to me looks like Perdigrats or somebody like that. Um, it's just marked with I think it says 514. So, and I tried the Google Lens on it. I haven't been able to identify it just yet, but I do have a book on BC ceramics, so I'll see if it's in there. One of those things where that's called the mind's eye, right? I saw it and I went, ooh, that's something. Um, so it's either BC ceramics or maybe it's West German or something like that. But it's a nice piece. A really neat shape to it, isn't that a cool bowl? So if it's BC ceramics, I'm going to keep it. If it's not, I'll sell it. And then this piece is another piece that I've just picked up. I was really excited when I found this. So it's a little planter, but this is from a company called Crown Ceramics, Vancouver. And you can see there it's well stamped, well marked, made in Canada. The Crown Ceramics is like finding a piece is pretty special because they were a very sort of not well known little ceramic manufacturer in the mid-century and around the 50s. They sort of, when I looked it up, they've said it ran from like late 40s, 47 to like 57, or 45 to 57, I think it is. So in that sort of range. So the chances of finding a pot now are, getting slimmer and slimmer for sure. So I was really excited when I found that piece. And then if you've kind of been wondering about these pieces that are at the back here that I got at the back of my sort of stage, if you will, that bigger piece, so this piece here, I'm still trying to identify. I bought it in an auction a long time ago now, but an auction where they had very high-end ceramics. And this one really caught my eye because, it's really nice technique. You can see that it's definitely well made. It's a huge pot. And I want to show you the bottom because I'm still trying to identify it. To me, that looks like an HK. What do you think? HK? So if anybody watching knows who that is, who the potter is, I'd be very interested to know, because I think, it's obviously somebody who has a really good technique. And as I said, this auction had pieces that were worth thousands of dollars. Now, I'm not thinking this is necessarily one, but it definitely is a good piece. It's not a cheap piece for sure. And then I thought I'd show you this too. So this is a really beautiful bowl, but this is glass. This isn't ceramic, so I'm cheating a bit and showing you a piece of glass too. But this is, you can see that it's kind of got iridescent to it as well. Really neat, big, whoops, again, really big bowl. Let's move this out of the way here so we can back it up. And this one is signed. You can see it's acid etched there. See if you can see that. I'm trying just my light so you can see it. It's signed Yalos Casa Murano. And it's right there where it's signed, if you can see that. Let me just try moving around a little bit. See if you can see that. It's so hard to see acid etched signatures, but trust me, it's there. So that's another really big piece. So when I find pieces that are like this size, I typically don't ship them. I, try to sell them locally through consignment or something like that. But yeah, so these are the other two big pieces that I have. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that this was an interesting subject, and maybe you'll start to collect block pottery or ceramics. Maybe ceramics from where you live, what's local to your area. I really thank you for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted to my next post. And if you like this sort of show and tell type content, let me know in the comments. And if you have any suggestions for other topics you'd like me to cover, please let me know. I'm happy to definitely, hear from my viewers on what you'd like to see next. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. You know I love you. Mwah. Bye now.